AD carry. Riot's forgotten child with stunted growth because they are forced to grow up sharing meals with a so-called support who actually just secretly wants to be you, because what fun is spoon-feeding a little weakling when you can just take his lunch money instead? Add this chronic lack of growth hormone to the fact that all your toys are more expensive than the other kids, and the fact that all you have are t-shirts and shorts in an Arctic climate, and you have the recipe for someone who is going to grow up being bullied all their life with the promise of one day being those bullies' boss. Except you never get there, because it turns out not every moron peaks in high school. This is what it feels like to be an ADC in Season 12. You are underleveled, underpaid, and underappreciated. More often than not, it's no fun to be the bot laner on your team, even in winning games. So I decided to take a closer look at the game and come up with some solutions that Riot could implement to make ADC feel like a fun and fair role. In this video, I'm going to focus on Marksman items and changes. This is Make ADC Great Again. The first change that I think Riot could implement to make AD carry more fun is to change the Mythic items. Remove Kraken Slayer, Gale Force, and Shield Bow from the game, and make Ginsu's Rageblade, Infinity Edge, and Bloodthirster our Mythic items instead. The current Mythic items feel less like tools to make our champions more powerful, and more like band-aid fixes that almost cover up the glaring weakness that the ADC role suffers from. Now these three items would not be Mythic worthy as is, so here are some changes that could beef up these legendaries to be worthy of our Mythic slot. First off, we have Ginsu's Rageblade. This item is a staple for champions that use on-hit passives like Vayne and Akshan. In its current state, Ginsu's is a strong item, but with some small changes, we could turn this aerodynamic butter knife into the tank-destroying switchblade that ADCs deserve. As it stands, this item only gives attack speed and critical strike chance as base stats, so let's slap a pickaxe into its build path and help it put the AD in AD carry and give the new version 25 attack damage. Next we have the passives, Wrath and Seething Strike, and I gotta say, Riot doesn't get many things right, but hats off to the design team on this one because I wouldn't change a thing about them. Finally, every Mythic item needs a Mythic passive. So since this thing is so AD light, and most champions that build Ginsu's are going to be just stacking attack speed items anyway, let's make the Mythic passive add 5 bonus AD, which doesn't seem like a lot, but seeing as how any build with this item is probably going to be capped out on attack speed, that 5 AD is going to add up real fast. Hang a price tag of 3200 gold on this bad boy, and I'd say we have an item that will make every Vayne, Kog'Maw, and Ashe main feel like they actually do some damage before 3 items. The next item that we have to transform into a Mythic level menace is the Infinity Edge. This item has been a staple for crit marksmen for as long as I can remember, but considering the brain cell loss I've experienced playing this role for like 6 years, who knows how long it's really been a staple. But hey, big stick, do big damage, and that makes me big happy. So let's modernize this massive sword into a Mythic monstrosity. Right now, for base stats, IE offers 70 AD and 20 crit chance, but because we are changing it into a Mythic, let's take away a bit of that AD in exchange for some attack speed, so we can actually hit the enemy more than once a minute. The newly proposed IE has base stats of 65 AD, 20% attack speed, and 20% crit chance. Now you're probably thinking, but hey, that's just Kraken Slayer, but with less attack speed, and you'd be right if it weren't for these two bad boys I call Perfection and Whetstone. Perfection is a unique passive that causes critical strikes to deal 225% damage, just like the good old days, and Whetstone takes those limp crit items that only give 20% crit chance and chads them up, making them give 25% crit chance instead. This means at 4 items, you'll be hitting for crits 100% of the time and doing way more damage than the flaccid autos that are passing for attacks on the live servers. Finish up your Mythic item application with a passive that gives 2% armor penetration to all of their legendary items and a 3400 gold price tag, you got yourself a Big Daddy Greatsword that'll actually hurt when someone gets hit by it. Third, we have the bad boy of our Mythic triplets, the Bloodthirster. All our showy bot laners, like Draven and Samira, make great use of the Bloodthirster and need lifesteal to survive due to their short range and Leroy Jenkins' approach to teamfights. While its current iteration is nothing too terrible, this legendary item needs a bit of a makeover before it's Mythic mantle ready. Currently, BT provides 55 AD, 20% crit chance, and 20% lifesteal, which is nothing to scoff at. But let's toss an extra 5 AD there for some added spice and tune its passives to really give it some power. Blood Barrier converts excess lifesteal into a shield up to 50 to 350 based on level that decays over 25 seconds, but just for some extra defensiveness, let's take away that decay. Secondly, I want to add another unique passive that will put a little bit more pep in your step in the form of a 25% movement speed buff towards champions that you have recently hit with a basic attack for 1.5 seconds. Top it off with a mythic passive that empowers each of your other legendary items with 50 bonus health, and I'd say you have a mythic item that feels more fair to both sides than our current option, Shield Bow. All in all, I believe that the mythic items for Marksman are underwhelming, and taking an approach of leaning into the strength of the three main types of Marksman would be a better approach than trying to allow every Marksman to play any style mediocrely. I'm not a game designer, nor do I know exactly what all goes into balancing a game like League of Legends. The whole point of this video is just to get some ideas out there, and maybe spark an idea that could make the game more fun for everyone. Thank you for watching. I hope this was as entertaining as it was fun to make. If you liked the video and want to see more content like this, it would help a ton if you left a like and hit that subscribe button. See you in the next one.